Nigeria's central bank is absolutely lost their minds. I love Nigeria. I love Nigerians. I went to Nigeria a couple years ago. And in Nigeria, the two things that stuck out to me is one, the country of, I think, 200 million people or so is growing at an incredible rate. It is estimated that Nigeria will be larger on a population basis than the United States by the year 2050. It's a very young population. It's a very fast growing population. And there is great internet penetration in the country. There are a ton of digital natives that are growing up in Nigeria. They understand the internet, they understand smartphones, and they are trying to use the internet to build a better life. Very similar to India, what we are watching is that the Nigerian population continues to push that country forward and to make a better life for themselves using the internet and using technology. Now, one of the things that they want is Bitcoin. We have seen that Nigeria is one of the most popular countries in the world on a per capita basis for Bitcoin ownership and usage. We've also seen an explosion of interest in peer-to-peer exchanges and also with mining after Nigeria banned Bitcoin ownership. It doesn't matter. The people want it. The people need it. The local currency, the Naira, continues to suffer. And in some cases, there is 15+% inflation in Nigeria. So if you have a macro environment that is pushing people out of the local currency, they're trying to find another asset. And then along comes a digital currency that is decentralized, that can't be debased, it can't be censored, and you don't need permission to buy it or to use it from anyone else. Of course, it's going to become attractive if your entire population or a very big portion of your population are young people who are technology savvy. But Nigeria is not going to allow that to just happen overnight. The Nigerian central bank is launching a central bank digital currency. They call it the eNaira. Very clever, electronic Naira. Now, the eNaira is not meant to replace the existing currency. It is meant to complement their physical currency and specifically not to replace it. You can use it with basically two separate applications. They have built an eNaira speed wallet and they have built an eNaira merchant wallet. So they have literally built something for consumers and they have built a piece of technology for merchants. The idea is to take the central bank currency, not change the monetary policy in any way, and simply to upgrade the technology where most of it is in physical form. And there's a very high percent of people who are unbanked and now start to bring them into the digital world. It's the exact same monetary policy, but the technology ends up being different. Now there are over 500 million eNaira, about 1.2 million already minted. 200 million have been issued to financial institutions, and 33 banks, 2,000 customers, and 120 merchants had already registered successfully with the platform. So when you start to look at this, it is very clear that there is a possibility that you are going to get the incumbents to start to adopt this. But the question always becomes, when you start to hand digital wallets to individuals, where will they store their wealth? I personally believe that one of the things that people are drastically underestimating is that as these central bank digital currencies come online, all of these countries are going to go and they're going to do massive campaigns. They're going to tell people, go get a digital wallet, go get a digital wallet. Here, we'll give you a digital wallet. We'll pay you to get a digital wallet. But when you digitize every currency in the world, whether it's the Naira, the dollar, the euro, the yen, or the peso, every single currency will be digital. And when those currencies are all digital, there is no competition at a technology layer. There is no, I use the eNaira because it's digital and I can't use the dollar because I can only get physical dollars. Everything is digital. So the competition moves from a technology competition up to a monetary policy competition. And that monetary policy competition, every single fiat currency in the world is exactly the same. On a relative basis, they have little differences in their interest rates or in their contraction or expansion of their money supplies. But from a macro standpoint, every fiat currency is the exact same. There's an unlimited supply. There's a small group of people who determine the monetary policy, and there is no predictability to it. You don't know what's going to happen in the future, and there is very little to any transparency around the monetary policy and the actual execution of the currency's specific aspects. Bitcoin is a 180-degree difference. It's a finite supply. There will only ever be 21 million. It's completely transparent. You know everything that happens. I can go back to January 3rd, 2009 and show you every single Bitcoin that has been created, who has held it all the way up till today, exactly how many Bitcoin are coming into the supply today, everything. Everything is transparent. And the monetary policy ends up being 100% predictable. You can know it with certainty because it's written into code and no one person can change it. And so ultimately, Bitcoin is a 180-degree difference. Now, the big bet that I think people are willing to take is that ultimately for a global store of value, forget a medium of exchange for a minute, for a store of value, you have one asset that is going to be depreciated over time. It actually is easier to use today in terms of a medium of exchange for the moment. But from a global store of value standpoint, if the fiat currencies are going to continue to be devalued at a historic pace all around the world, people, especially in places like Nigeria that are experiencing high levels of inflation, they're going to choose something that can't be debased, something that they can store their wealth in and hold it for generations and pass it on to their kids or their grandkids. That ultimately is what we're watching here. So if we go ahead and we look at this map, you can see on this map what is the popularity on a global basis. You can see that there are 90 countries, currency unions, that are being tracked. And so you can see this is all the central bank digital currencies. And right there, smack dab, hello, Nigeria. They are one of them. And so ultimately, I do not think that these central bank digital currencies will end up over a long period of time being a drastic net positive to individuals. They drastically increase financial surveillance, and they increase all sorts of nasty stuff that we never thought about before. Things like personalized monetary policy. Everything in your life is personalized. Your news feed is personalized to you. Your search results are personalized to you. The music you listen to is personalized to you. When you ask Google Maps to go somewhere, it's personalized to you. Everything in your life that you interact with a keyboard or a screen, is personalized. The one digital thing that you interact with, though, that is not yet personalized is your money. And so there will be a day where central banks start to say, Joe, you deserve a higher inflation rate than Pomp. John, you deserve a lower interest rate than Pomp. How they will underwrite it, how they will create it, nobody yet knows. But it's scary to think because that ends up being the ultimate discrimination. On top of that, you then add in things like expiration dates to the money. We see here in the United States with EBT cards that they actually only allow you to spend it on certain things, and you only have a specific amount of time to spend it. We've also seen in places like China, they have actually looked at things like stimulus checks having an expiration date. Nasty, nasty stuff that previously wasn't possible. But when you give people technology and new capabilities, you can hope and cross your fingers that they won't use it to the detriment of the people. Or you can simply put yourself in a position where regardless of what they do, you're protected. And I think that's ultimately what we're going to watch happen in Nigeria.